If you could maybe speak a little bit on a granular level on some of the infrastructure and capacity considerations that need to be addressed when deciding A, when to grow, and B, how to grow. Just what are the things that you need to think through as an organization?
Yeah, I would echo it's not easy. That's for sure. We've gone from, over the last maybe 18 months, 8 to just under 30 employees. And a couple things. I think that you need a plan. And one of the things that we did that we're proud of is that we didn't go out and have the plan written for us by like a consulting firm. We took the heads of each department and we all got together and over 6 months like really banged out a plan. And it's not just a fundraising plan, although we have that version. We have, this very deep, nobody would ever read it except us, like 200-page operational plan. But what it did was a couple of things that were really great for us. It got buy-in from all these different departments. People felt like they had real investment in the plan. We saw when certain parts of the models broke and we had to change management structures in certain departments, or when certain ways that we were running our programming out was going to break. And so all of that stuff was really great. And some of the operational stuff we had to build in were things that I think lots of nonprofits are doing these days, like annual scorecards for every department, how we're going to have to scale our board to match our growth, all of our boards, annual staff plans for every employee. And so all of those infrastructure pieces we put in place. And then another thing I like that we did is we did a sort of a 400 to 500 to 800 pair a year just in New York City. So we tried a year of like little softer growth than we're about to get into now. And we got to see sort of what bucked and what didn't in that year, which was a really important learning lesson for us. And I would say, just last thing, there's an upside to this and all this. You touched on it a little bit, and it's the talent piece, that when you're talking about scale or when you're talking about really growing, you can attract, I think, a level of talent then that might be higher in some cases than you can for small programs who that's what their ambition is. But then another thing that we've been really excited about is we get these great people in the door. I came into iMentor as a program coordinator, which is a position that manages 100 pairs, and I've had 4 or 5 different positions in the organization since. But we had all this great young talent at iMentor, and once they worked for 2 or 3 years, they were going to move on to somewhere else. But one of the things we found is that as we grow, we actually are being able to create these new management and leadership positions, these people who are extremely invested in our organization, but also experts in what we do. It gives them somewhere to go and stay with us, and so we can grow them professionally, and they can keep working for us. And so that's been something that we've really enjoyed about it.
And for me, I think the main thing is human capital. I would take the flip side also. What you said, I agree with, growth is exciting and it provides opportunity for human capital. At the same time, if you're growing really fast, you sort of have to find people who already have that stretch in them, or before they know, the job's going to outgrow them. And so I think really thinking about bringing on board people who in general just have the agility to just deal with a lot of moving parts, but beyond that have a lot of stretch in their capacity so they can actually ideally grow the job and not have the job outgrow them. And then same with technology systems. All of a sudden, going from being able to do things manually, can't do it anymore when you get to a certain point. The management structures and communications at a certain point, what used to be just picking the phone and talking to somebody doesn't work anymore. There are lots of layers. So I just think all the sort of exponential impacts of growth, just to really think that through and build it into your model, rather than try to add it along the way, which I think never works well.